Hi! We're back with a new episode of Scruffy Looking Scoundrels. This is Casey. Yeah. And we're recording this on May the 4th. So may the 4th be with you, gentle viewers. Man, what a day of celebration, huh?
Yeah.
Speaking of, we're going to talk a lot about celebration because we didn't get a chance to do it. I was gone, and then as soon as I came back from my little vacation, he was gone in sunny Florida. So we haven't had a chance to chat too much about it. Speaking of Florida, though, man, did you get to see any Star Wars-y things there? Like, were they... Like, could you peek behind the curtain and see, like, construction and stuff?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's
done.
pretty far along.
Yeah.
And there's not much hiding a lot of the structure anymore.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
black spire.
It's really high and
Yeah.
lots of mountains and tips. And
I love good tips.
you can see
Foliage.
the back of a starship.
Okay.
Yeah, it's opening in August over in Florida, so...
Yeah. It's opening in, like,
a couple weeks.
2 weeks? In California?
In California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
But they're doing, like, reservations, you know.
Yeah, I heard about that. Like, 4-hour blocks that are happening.
Yeah.
Did you do Star Tours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Always.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It's always fun. It's a nice, reliable ride.
It is a reliable ride. Which one did you get? Which tour?
It was a mix of Hoth and
Ooh.
Revenge of the Sith.
Okay. Yeah. I think I did do that one.
But I think at this point we've done all of them.
Yeah. Until they add in... Because they haven't added anything in, like, Rogue One or, like, Solo, I don't believe.
I don't think they will.
Yeah, you don't think that's done?
No.
Okay. You know, I could see, like, Battle of Scruffy type things, but, Solo, I just feel like they almost have, like, pushed that movie under the rug. Just don't. They don't care. They wasted their time. Alright, well that's cool. That you got to see a little peek.
Yeah, I mean, everything else was still... Everything that's Star Wars over there is still very much Star Wars. It's still a big part of Disney now.
Yeah.
So everywhere you go in the parks, there is Star Wars somewhere.
Yeah.
So
Good. As it should be. Yeah, you know, I'm excited to go. Not next year, not this year. 2020, 21. That will be the time.
It's interesting though, I think there's a chance we may go at the end of the year.
Oh, really?
This year.
Yeah.
Only because, and again, I don't know what they're going to do here, if they're going to, in Florida, if they're going to do that reservation thing, because they've got more room in Florida.
Of course.
So I don't know what that's going to be like, but our good friend, Mr. Josh Swire, is getting married in October.
Mm.
And,
In Florida?
yeah. And he's invited me and my wife, and Katie was like, well, let's think about it, you know? So, we may be going back.
I mean, if you're already going to be in the area at the time that the park is open.
Well, Kate, I mean, she's like, we're going to be on the resort again and do all that whole thing. So,
okay.
So, that's not 100%, but there is a chance that we may actually be able to slip in somehow. I don't know, but maybe. It would be cool. It'd be very cool. If not, we are fine waiting until 2021.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a madhouse, but I also want to stay in that room just one day.
Whenever that's happening.
Whenever that is, which I think will probably be 2021.
You would think so.
Yeah, like I want that. I want to be in Star Wars. I want to feel like I woke up and here I am. Like I don't even need to leave the hotel room for that much because of how crazy it's gonna be. So yeah. So you know, I should have started it by saying this. So rest in peace, Peter Mayhew. We lost another
original member.
Yeah.
Chewbacca.
Super sad news. I don't think he even went to Celebration this year.
He did.
He did?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I didn't get to see him.
I saw pictures.
Okay. I didn't see him in like the panel stuff or like the Star Wars. You know how they do all 24 hours a day pretty much?
Yeah.
But, okay. Well, yeah, it's sad.
It just makes you realize that, okay, the old guard is gonna go at some point.
Yeah.
You know, Billy D is in his 80s.
He is still chopping it up. I mean, I watched that panel and he's walking slow.
Yeah.
But he's still smooth as
that
ever.
pimp cane.
Yeah, he was still, hitting on all the ladies that were in the crowd. Every one of them. But yeah, Chewie, always been one of my favorite characters.
Of course.
I can't imagine anyone not liking Chewbacca. Actually, that would be insane. So it's very sad to see that. So, so I guess let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about what we missed. And do you want to start off talking about the trailer?
Sure.
Where were you? Where were you? Were you in your house?
I was at work.
Were you? Oh, that's right. Because
I didn't watch it at
texted.
work.
That's right. Because you didn't want to watch it on a phone.
No way.
Yeah. Okay, so
I waited until I got home.
Yeah.
After work, and then watched the panel.
And then watched it.
Yeah.
What'd you feel?
You know, it's interesting. For some, Star Wars, you know, it's somebody like us. It's in your blood,
Mm-hmm.
and it's there 24/7.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes though, like it's not like prevalent. It's not like a big thing, you know, walking around every day.
Like
even
today,
even though it's around you.
like today's May the 4th. For us, it's just another.
It's silly, but I'm
Right.
saying like you can forget about your love of Star Wars at times because of just life and every day. Even though you're walking around and there's Star Wars in your house or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like a big thing, and it can certainly just like get lost with everything else that's going on in life and all the other geek things that are happening and stuff like that.
Avengers.
So, it's things like this, like a teaser trailer or celebration or things that are happening, gearing up again in the Star Wars world that can sort of...
Bring you back.
Yeah, well, just remind you of your love of the franchise.
Right.
And that's what the teaser did. That's what the panel did. But definitely the teaser. They really know how to make
a tease.
teasers that inspire childlike giddiness in you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the teaser did. It was just another reminder of how much I love Star Wars and how much the franchise means to me.
Yep.
So, even though it can go away, you know what I mean? The fervor, the feeling sometimes, it just gets lost in everything else. Not that you don't love it, but it's just maybe not in the center of your attention at that moment. And then little things like that can bring it back, and you're like, oof, man, that franchise, you know, does something to you. So I really enjoyed it. I think it was a great tease. You know, the Emperor laugh, all that stuff. It leaves a lot of questions as well, which is great, because you can speculate till December 20th.
Literally the day comes out. Yeah.
You know, it's exciting to think that at the end of the year for Christmas again, we're going to have another Star Wars, and that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited, and it's something to look forward to, you know, we've got like all this stuff coming geek-wise, movie-wise, you know, pop culture-wise throughout the summer, fall.
Yeah.
Plenty of stuff, and then before you know it, it's going to be right there, and you get another Star Wars. So, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited for 9 in general. Like, I think...
Like the end, friend?
JJ is going to...
Knock it home.
I think he's going to deliver something pretty rad.
Yeah.
So... Fan service up the asshole, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm 100% okay with that.
Yeah. I was thinking, before I listened to, like, the most recent Rule of 2 episode, about how there is a lot to do in this movie. And then they were like, well, think about it. At the end of Empire, there was a lot to do. And they, you know, obviously Jedi is our favorite of the whole thing. So, you know, this movie has the ability to definitely be the best one of the new films since Disney's taken over. It has the ability to be one of the best, period. I don't know. I don't like to put lofty aspirations on a movie because it can disappoint, but I am very excited to see what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Philadelphia while my wife was at like this conference, and our Airbnb had the worst Wi-Fi ever. It was so, like, if you left one room, you didn't have it. So I was like, I'm not going to be in this Airbnb. So she was like, well, come over to the conference center. The Wi-Fi's good. So I went over there with my laptop, and I'm watching the panel, and I'm giggling, and it's just me, and there's all these doctors walking back and forth watching me. And she got out early. So she got out about, I want to say 5 or 8 minutes before the trailer was going to drop. So she's eating lunch next to me, and I'm just like, you know, like, come on. And then I had my headphones on, and, you know, I'm watching it, and I'm laughing and all this stuff. And then when the Emperor laughed, and I was like, oh my God! Like, I didn't yell it, but I was like screaming on the inside, and I was like, oh my God, they did it. So, because I think we talked about it. I thought he was going to come back.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So yeah, that was like the most, like, I think it's great, like the way that it looks and stuff like that. And
or have a presence anyway. I don't know if he's, I just don't know. That's the thing. Like, we don't know.
Right.
Because that laugh could mean several things.
He is in this movie, whether he is a hologram thing.
Yeah, he's in it, but I don't, you know, it's like flesh or hologram or
clone
or who knows?
Yeah.
We don't know. That's your expectations.
I know.
Those expectations could be...
They could be, but that's, for me, what you were just saying about how, like, Star Wars will, like, sometimes leave. I don't always feel that because we always talk about it on Talk with Chris, and then I read all the other shit. So, like, if I'm not watching Star Wars something, I am reading a comic or a book or making a Lego or something. So it very rarely leaves my purview because it's like I'm doing something Star Wars related. So, I have some idea, and we both listen to, like, Star Wars shows as well. So it is at least 5 days out of the 7 days a week, probably some Star Wars thing pops up.
Well, I'm always looking for toys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My Return of the Jedi collection.
That's what I mean.
And all that stuff. But I mean, it's not, our minds have certainly been on Avengers.
Oh, for sure. But even at Avengers, we got that trailer in 3D, which was freaking great, in IMAX 3D.
Yeah.
And even still, as I'm sitting there in the theater, I'm like, whew, can you imagine? We're going to be back here at the end of the year. And our theater, they said that they're going to upgrade the seats by the end of the summer. Thank God, because they're very uncomfortable at this point. They came out, yes, during Avengers at the beginning, and they were like, just so you know. So you were in Rochester, if you guys are from all over the place, at our Tinseltown, and they said, just so you know, these seats will be different by the end of the summertime.
That's good.
And I was like, and Nisha, my wife, her back was like destroyed the entire movie, so she was very annoyed by watching the movie.
They suck.
Yeah, it didn't. I think it didn't ever bother us. Maybe because we're older now, and maybe because we've been Sabers Land. I really want to give it the time. The problem is like even when you go to Harry Potter Land, there's so many people that it's really hard to like fully. Like, you get immersed, for sure, but it's hard to just, like, literally just stand and look and really, suck in all the things that these creators do.
Yeah, we went there again.
It was crazy.
In Harry Potter, and
did you do the
there's
ride,
all those
the
shops.
Hogwarts ride? The
Escape from Gringotts?
No, the other one.
Well, we didn't...
Oh, you didn't go on the other side.
No,
all right.
But we did Escape from Gringotts.
Okay, cool.
We still didn't go into any of those shops in Harry Potter Land, because it's just like...
You haven't even gone into, like, the candy shop?
I don't know what I've been into, but it's like, every single time we go, it's just so packed.
Yeah.
It's like, are we even going to be able to look at anything? Because you're constantly moving because there's somebody behind you. We got our butterbeer and, took some pictures, did the ride, and got out of there. Like...
Yep. It's hard, like, but that's the thing, for the Star Wars thing, because I do want to spend the money on one night at the hotel to feel it, and then just stay, really just say, listen, I'm sorry, but, like, this is what we're doing. I don't want to go and try to go to Epcot and Avatar Land and everything else. I want to just say, this is where we are for 8 hours or whatever it is, and just suck it in. Because I feel like that's one of the problems of Disney too, is that you do get so excited about it that you just want to go to everything. You want to see it all. Right?
Sure.
Yeah, but didn't you go to like all the different worlds of Epcot or whatever?
We did.
Yeah.
But we did that. I mean, we did it.
Yeah.
We weren't stressed about it or anything like that. We just chopped out one of the parks, We just didn't go to Animal Kingdom this time.
That's where Avatar Land is?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Which I still need to do.
But we went to the other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the last day, all we did was Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
So, we got everything in that we wanted to.
Good. It's a wild
good
time. Man! So... yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So, what else? So it's the 20th anniversary of Phantom Menace?
Yeah, I don't care.
I didn't watch any of that stuff either.
I actually watched,
I think I watched that talk with Jar Jar, Ahmed Best.
I watched a little bit, but not, maybe I'd listened to it. I don't know,
Did you listen to Hayden? Like, that I actually wanted to go back and just see what he says about things.
I didn't know, he wasn't on that main panel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's not in Phantom Menace.
Oh, touche. That's right.
But it was Ray Park.
Mm-hmm.
It was Ann McDiarmid. That's what I listened to the most.
Okay.
Because he did, like,
talk about the Emperor.
He talked about the Emperor in, because, like, Warwick asked him about the teaser for 9 and everything, and Ian was being very funny about it.
Yeah. Yes, like
giving it away and not giving it away.
Right. Right. I mean, he's back.
Yeah.
We're glad he's back.
But for the most part, I don't know. I can't do it. And we talked about our lead up to Phantom Menace and what it meant. on a different episode.
Yeah.
And that was big. But the movie, man, I just can't... I can't do it. I just think it's bad. It's just a bad movie, and I don't really like it.
Did you like that they...
Aesthetics, I don't even like. I don't even like the look of it. I just... That's one of the reasons why I don't like Clone Wars. I can't... I don't like the look. I don't like how it looked back then. I just don't like that look. And it makes me think...
Oh...
And it makes
like
me
that
think
it's
of
almost like pristine
Well,
look,
it just...
or...
The weird... It just doesn't look real.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look grounded. And I get it. It's space. It's a fantasy. I get that totally.
Right.
But the originals did.
Yeah.
And this... And the way George wanted these movies to look is fine, but it just doesn't sit well with me visually. They just... So, I don't know. There might be there's some cool things that are introduced in Phantom Menace.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish they were done differently. So no, I don't care about Phantom Menace. In fact, I just don't care about the prequels whatsoever. Other than
little things that they...
Little things, things that have been handled better.
Yeah.
Lore-wise.
Yeah.
Do I like that in the sequel trilogy they are mentioning things from that time? Yes, but it's because of connectivity.
Yeah.
I like that part of it. And mentioning that they do exist and things that happen there are affecting what's happening now. I get that and I like that. It's just, man, I wish they were better. Those prequels were better.
Yeah.
And Revenge of the Sith is my favorite out of those prequels, and even that is rough. But it's better than the other two.
For sure.
Um,
Yeah, my wife suggested we're going to watch them all.
I know.
And
Crown be with you.
I said, you're fine if you sleep. You know what I mean? Like, if you fall asleep through some of it, I'm not going to, like, jump on you about it. You know? What the problem is, like, there's certain things she'll ask me, and I'll be like, well, they talk about it in this, and you know, even, like, at the end of Solo, like, oh, I thought Darth Maul was dead, but then I saw he was in Rebels when you watched it, and I'm like, yeah, and I kind of got to tell you about, you know, and there's been a lot of things I have not told her because it's all in there, so I do want her to have a good idea, and if my wife ever says, I want to watch Star Wars, I have to go, yep, okay, we're going to do it, because otherwise I'm making her watch it.
Yeah.
So the fact that she's interested now, you know, after 5 years and finally getting into it more, I'm happy for that. So I will struggle through those. I didn't think I was going to do it again until I had a kid, but, you know, and it's fine. Like, when we watched them again, what was it, 2 years ago, I think?
Whenever it was.
Whatever. We watched them recently for Gourmet Scum. We did commentaries through all of them. It was hard, honestly. It really was. And there are some things, but they're just, like, whoever did that supercut of all of it for, like, 90 minutes or something, I think? Maybe it was Topher Grace. That's the way to do it. Those movies are so bloated that really, if you could just take the cool shit and make one movie, then it would be fine. Maybe I should just show her that. Maybe I should find that supercut today. And then, whatever, but... Anyway, I did think it was kind of cool that they used, like, that same, like, thing from Phantom Menace trailer. Like, every saga has a beginning or whatever. Is that what it was? I can't remember. Legend or something?
For the first one?
Yeah, for the first one.
Episode 1.
Yeah. I mean, and we've talked about it before. The episode 1 trailer, still to this day, is one of the best trailers that I've ever seen. Because of, again, the feelings associated with Star Wars and the nostalgia, and we didn't know what any of it was. So seeing the shots that they show in that trailer are some of the best shots that are even in the film itself. So I still have, like, I can watch that trailer and be like, man, where did that movie go? Like, that was a cool movie. So I did like that they did a little bit of a callback, and the fact that we saw like a fallen Death Star in that new trailer is like, whew, what is happening with that? You know, clearly on. I would imagine they're on Endor. I would imagine.
I don't know.
You know, people like to make fun of Star Wars movies because every planet is like one thing. Like, this is a desert planet. You know, maybe Endor isn't just a forest. Maybe there's also water. Or maybe it's been 30 years and water just took over the forest. I don't know.
We don't know.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So, yeah, man. You know what else I saw that I was really interested in as far as Galaxy's Edge, and it was in the panels, was those lightsabers that you get to make. I want one. Because I've always wanted one. A cool one that I can have, that I can light up, that makes the noises. And the fact that you can make it, like you get to pick a kyber crystal. I would like to go through that experience that Luke did as well. And I want to do that. And have a sweet Blornge colored lightsaber like this or something. I don't know. I want Blornge. So that was really cool. All the drinks, you know, all the food.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wild time.
Oh gosh, I'm getting excited right now.
Long wait.
for the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, it is. For me especially, it's probably gonna be literally like 2 years from now.
I'll be watching lots of videos though of people enjoying themselves because you know it's gonna be.
Well, that's gonna come out in the next couple weeks that we're gonna get to see people's.
Oh yeah, from
stuff.
California.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Though, so we get the Smuggler's Run, right? That's coming. That's happening. But we don't get the Rise of the Resistance or something until...
They're still working on it, yeah.
Because doesn't it tie to Episode 9 in some ways?
I'm not sure. I just
Okay.
know it wasn't quite ready.
Okay.
But that, you know, the Millennium Falcon ride, that's ready to go.
And it's long, right?
The fact that you get to
it's like
step
15
onto
minutes.
the Falcon, I mean, that's going to be probably going to tear up.
I can't, and it changes, like how you do on your ride. It will aesthetically either look shitty or it will look pristine.
It's funny.
You'll get the Lando version or the Han version of the Falcon. I'm excited, like as a family, to go and all of us, you know, in the like piloting. Can we get that picture in the cockpit?
Well, we'd want to, right?
I'd want to wear the clothes if that's the case. Oh my gosh. I'm getting very excited in 2 years for this experience. Maybe I'll just temper my expectations until...
A lot can happen in 2 years.
Yes, could. You know what else I'm excited about the end of this saga? Is the gaps getting filled in. The 30 years that are unaccounted for as Star Wars fans. You know, we've got a little bit in Bloodline, a little bit. And, you know, there's some little stuff in the books, but really nothing. These Knights of Ren, the whole Luke, I mean, really, obviously, that's the bigger one, is that we all want to know, like, how did he even start a Jedi Academy? Who are these kids he trained? They're all dead? Did any of them escape, like Order 66?
Yeah.
Like Ahsoka, is she there? Is Mara Jade? Are they doing that? Are they going to do that? Is Thrawn going to show up? What happened after the Endor scene? After Yub Nub? What did these characters do?
One day we'll find out.
I know.
We know a little of what Luke did from the game. Remember?
He's looking for Jedi artifacts.
Yeah, so we did see...
And he clearly gets the wills, the
we
books
saw
of the
that.
wills. Yes.
There's a lot.
Well, there's also, which they have not really touched upon, at the end, there's the book, Shattered Empire, which was, I think it's Greg Rucka, that takes place immediately after Return of the Jedi, where Luke goes into like this base, because like when the Death Star falls down, not everyone knows about it. You know what I mean? There wasn't like a cry that went out to everybody in the Empire saying, hey, this is done. Like, some of them are just working as normal. So he goes into, like, a base, fucks it up, and takes these 2 trees, force-sensitive trees. And one of them he has, and the other one he gives to Poe's mom, who plants it in her front yard. What is that? What is a force tree? I guess it's that tree that we see in Octo. Is that the tree that he took? I didn't even think about that until right now. Did he grow that tree?
Maybe.
And then does Poe have force sensitivity because that tree was out front of in his yard and he played with it?
I don't know.
I have a hard time feeling like that. Like, does Finn have, force sensitivity? I don't believe in that theory personally, but
No.
I don't know. But it's going to be really cool to see these gaps get filled in afterwards, because that'll be interesting. One thing that we didn't also talk about that came out of Celebration was the news that not only are Benioff and Weiss working on something, but they're also working in conjunction with Rian Johnson's movies.
Yeah.
So what did you think about that? Where was your speculation hat?
I mean, for the most part, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because right now it is just kind of up in the air.
We probably won't see a new movie until 2021.
Yeah.
Probably.
But I will start getting excited when there's actual tangible news.
Okay.
That this is what each of them are doing. This is what we can expect. That type of thing. When there's an announcement.
Right.
From StarWars.com, whatever, from Lucasfilm.
From Kathleen Kennedy
that says, this is what they're doing.
Right.
This is what you can expect.
Right.
Then I'll be like, ooh,
Right.
But right now it's just, these talented people are kind of getting together to hash some things out. Obviously, they have their ideas. They know what they're doing.
They know exactly what they're working on.
And when it's time, we will know.
Right.
And that's when I'll get pumped.
The only thing that got me excited was that when they said that, it meant that they're working together to figure out what's next. Because it's been said oftentimes on other podcasts and other things that it doesn't seem like they really had a direction.
Well, they didn't.
Right.
They didn't.
So
now they do.
Yes. So when she said that they're all working together, I was like, great. So you actually got together in a writer's room or whatever, hopefully with a Star Wars story group.
They're hashing out the future.
That's what I'm excited about. That whatever it ends up being, and even if like Benioff and Weiss are doing something 1,000 years ago and Rian Johnson's doing something 1,000 years in the future, but if they somehow are going to be connected, and then we know this show's doing this and the Mandalorian's doing this, and they're all... That's what gets me pumped as a Star Wars fan. To know that, clearly, right next door, Kevin Feige's creating a fucking masterpiece of cinematic storytelling.
Yeah.
Just knock on his door and say, how did you do it? What would you do if you were to run Star Wars? How would you connect things?
Well, I think they've got it.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think they're on the right path. They've had some missteps, and I think the future is bright.
Yeah.
For Star Wars fans, Star Wars in general. I think it's going to be dope.
Do you think that this convention bound the galaxy together a little bit? The fans together?
Yes, but there's still assholes.
Because there was a lot of weight on this celebration this year to deliver happiness and to deliver
and I think
something.
it did, but there's just going to be those assholes who don't...
About episode 9,
who just want nothing but death and hatred within the franchise.
Yeah.
And blah, 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 blah. They're just not going to be happy. They're not going to be satisfied. And that sucks for them.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't bringing me down. So.
Right. Yeah.
It's a strong enough franchise that it's gonna weather all these storms.
Yeah.
So.
I think they did a good job. I think there was a lot of positivity, even though we might not be huge fans of the Phantom Menace, it was nice to see that there was like some camaraderie there.
Well, but you also got to think, there are people who grew up with these movies.
One of my friends is like 10 years younger than me, and
they
he was like, I love it.
You know,
yeah,
those
yeah.
people were there. They were celebrating it.
Yep.
They were enjoying it, and that's their Star Wars.
Well, I mean, I think they can at least admit that the original trilogy is better than their Star Wars.
Some of them might, some of them might not.
There's no, I mean, maybe they're out there, but I have never met anyone, even if they're a prequelist, who has said that the prequels are better than the original trilogy. I've never heard that before.
I'm sure they're out
there.
there.
They're probably, but
there's billions of people out there, Casey. I'm sure there's plenty of people who like the prequels
glad
more than the original.
that I've never had to talk to those people. Whether, like, you like a movie, you like it. I'm not going to go and shit on you about it, but, you know, I would think that you're slightly crazy if you thought that the prequels were better than the original trilogy. So, is there anything that you wanted to see that you didn't get to see there? Because there's one thing I want to see.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I did. I did want to hear something about the Benioff and Weiss thing, but essentially, I guess you did. Because Kathleen Kennedy did say, right. You know. But other than that, I got pretty much everything that I wanted.
Except for an Obi-Wan announcement.
I didn't think we would get that.
I was really hoping.
I honestly think that that's going to be a show.
That's what I mean. I'm not talking about a movie. I'm talking about...
I think they will announce
this is a show.
Later.
And the next celebration. We still have D23.
Maybe even not the next celebration. Maybe just later down the road. You know, like after the launch of Disney Plus.
Right.
When they see things,
the numbers, and they're like, "Oh, okay, let's get on this."
I mean, I'm sure it's already sort of on the back burner. I think it's probably something that's in their pull list.
Yeah.
Because they know everybody wants it, so I think we will get it. So patience.
I think I know this is going to be a really weird connection, but they've released that Sonic the Hedgehog trailer this week.
Yeah.
And did you see that they decided to change what he looks like?
Because of fans.
Because of fans' outcry.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy cow, I can't believe a studio did that. But I think they also know that they've probably spent millions and millions of dollars to do it, and they don't want to lose it all.
Yeah.
So, but that made me think, wow, okay, they must be reading things. They have to know, like... because you know how many times you hear a director say, I just don't read the bullshit. And that's fine, and they probably shouldn't. You know what I mean? Rian Johnson has been one of the only people I've ever seen actually write back to fans and be like, nope, or yup, you know what I mean? Like, actually, like, interact. Because most of them don't.
Yeah.
So, and JJ, I feel, is one of those guys who... I don't think he really does give a shit about what people are saying online. I think he's just going to make a movie that he thinks would be cool. Yeah. Like, if he was a kid, he would go, well, this would be sweet if I saw this. So, but as a Disney as a whole, you know, should they listen to everything that we say? No, of course not. We're going to come up with dumbass ideas all the time. But when there's enough fan outcry for something positive, like Obi-Wan, I hope that they're reading the millions
I'm telling
of
you,
comments.
we're going to get Obi-Wan. There's no doubt in my mind. Okay. Not at all.
Yeah. Was he there?
No.
He wasn't? And neither was Liam Neeson.
Helen. No, he wasn't.
Was
we are going to get
Samuel L. Jackson?
No.
Natalie Portman?
No.
So they got just a bunch of friggin' B-listers other than Ray Park and Ian McDermott then?
And then...
Ahmed Best. Sorry.
That was it.
Really?
On that panel, yeah.
Oh. I mean, I still want to watch the panel, but that's curious. Was George Lucas there? I don't know if he was, right? Was he too busy on Game of Thrones?
I think he sent in a...
video message?
He sent in a video.
Okay.
Talking about the Phantom Menace.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I mean, overall, I thought it was it was positive. It was good. Showing you, I know you don't watch the Clone Wars, but they did show another Clone Wars thing, which was cool. Showing the game, which was cool. Showing the trailer, which was amazing. Getting everybody on the panel, which I thought was cool. So yeah, Greg Grunberg's back, of course. JJ's gonna throw him in, which is always good. So yeah.
I'm also excited about the toys that are coming.
Oh, we can talk about toys. I forgot about that.
I'm actually
What did I write on here?
going on the lookout now to get those vintage toys.
So
they've started showing up at Targets.
Did they?
Yeah.
The 3.75?
They're not at the one in Arondakoi, but I'm gonna go and check here.
Yeah.
Um,
These ones. The ones that look like the
originals.
70s, yeah, with the
yes.
yeah. Okay.
They are out.
Yeah.
People are buying them.
Yeah.
The Death Star game recreation is out with the Tarkin figure.
That's cool.
And I want them.
Would these
those.
have? I think I asked you about this before. Would this replace your need to get the ones from that time period?
No.
So you'd still want to get the original one too?
I want my...
But I'm saying if you could recreate it for like, I don't even know, 1/8 of the cost by buying the new reproduction versions.
These
are all A New Hope right now.
Yeah, so
but they're gonna be Jedi. You know that. Come on.
Yeah.
You know they're gonna do the Hoth playset, which I do
Empire.
want.
They're doing that skiff.
Mm-hmm.
Not the big ass one.
No, I know.
But
Not
the regular, and I do want that.
Yeah.
If they do it, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. There's just something about those originals that because they are the originals.
Of course.
They're what I had, and...
But I'm saying, like, if they're like, here's what you had.
Maybe carded?
$5.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah. Like, you won't have to get the carded versions, but you'll get the loose, because they're
But I'll get the loose.
still
It's
cheaper
not going to
anyway.
be as bad.
Yeah. No, not nearly as bad.
But the carded,
Yeah.
I might, yeah.
Okay.
Getting these, these original ones, I didn't have any of those.
Yeah.
I started getting the figures during the Empire line.
Yeah.
Not me getting them, but being gifted them during the Empire line.
Yeah.
So I just want them, and they're only going to be $9.99.
Okay.
So I would buy doubles just to have carded and then open as well.
Right.
I will do that. I don't care.
Right.
And there's only 6 that they're releasing right now.
Yeah.
I just want them. And they never made a Tarkin.
Nope.
And I want the Tarkin.
Tarkin would be great.
So I want those. I saw some other things like the smaller sail barge, which I want.
I do.
I want that Jabba play area thing that they made as well.
I saw that. What is that?
It's just a recreation of part of
room?
Jabba's room.
Of the palace? Okay.
In that scale.
Okay.
With vintage box and everything. Vintage
Wait, like
box.
you just got for Christmas? Like the
No. Like where Han was
see,
in
like,
carbonite.
Yeah.
And you see
The band, are they there?
they're not. I mean, it's not
That big.
No. It's like a little box type
Okay.
that you can put your figures there.
Ah, I got you. That's cool. There was
and of course, I'm excited for October when they release the
Force
the
Friday.
next wave. Just because I want to see what the Mandalorian stuff is going to be, because it's Mandalorian and Episode 9 stuff.
And Clone Wars.
So I'm intrigued more about the Mandalorian toys
Of course.
than I am Episode 9.
I lost my shit seeing that San Diego Comic-Con exclusive of that Boba Fett. I don't know why.
Oh, the one that looks
like the cartoon.
with the colors.
Yeah, I think it's so cool looking. Like, I've always wanted like that. There's a hot toy of it as well. Like, it's just cool. I don't know why. And it's articulated, and it sucks that it's a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Though, when we went up to Toronto to Fan Expo, they had all those San Diego Comic-Cons for sale at the Hasbro store. And I bought them at Canadian prices. They got that Thrawn, and then they had the Last Jedi Luke and what's her name? Rey. But anywho, so, you know, you can find them, and I hope to find it for a decent price because I do want that a lot. And then, but I think that's a Black Series, just at the smaller scale.
Yeah.
And there's a new Palpatine Black Series
yeah,
that it's actually only $35 on Amazon. It's actually not that much money. And the one that I have, which I like, but it's kind of a weak figure. This one has like its throne and everything. I probably should just get it. Maybe today. Oh, because everything's cheaper today. Maybe I should buy it today. Yeah. So, yeah, it's always exciting to do Force Friday. We've done it every year except for last year.
Or whenever they, yeah,
because last year was a weird year. We still did it for Row One.
I'm talking about Han Solo.
Well, yeah, because it was last May.
Like, they just kind of...
They just put them out.
Yeah.
And they were still... Because it was Infinity War time, they didn't even, like, do... Like, you couldn't find them. They weren't promoted. Plus, personally, I didn't want to see the movie, so I wasn't excited to get any of the toys. Though, at this point, now I want that Emphas Nest Swoop Bike...
Yeah.
Black Series. That's the one out of all of them. That's the one I want badly. I'm just waiting for it to go down because they always make more than they should at Hasbro. But this year, who knows?
Those original TIE fighters that they did in the vintage style that they put out.
Yeah,
in the vintage box.
Yep.
They're down to $20.
Are they?
They were $80.
Yeah. That's how I got my land speeder. You know, it was like. Again, I don't know, $80, and now they're like 20. You can get them, so it's awesome. Yeah, it's a good time. This year's gonna be crazy, but the Mandalorian should be interesting because we don't know what we're getting. We don't know what alien creatures they probably are throwing out at there. We don't know what his other. We know Carl Weathers, and we know Gina Carano or whatever, and they're humans. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he's got an alien or a robot friend in there in the mix. And
E.T.
I wouldn't be surprised if we did see E.T. So it's a good time to be a Star Wars fan. And I know you don't read the comics or
not
the
anymore.
books.
No, not anymore.
But yeah, there's more. You know, I'm excited. I read the first Black Spire comic.
I will read that Galaxy's Edge.
That's what I read.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Galaxy's Edge. That first issue came out this week, I think. So I did read that the other day. It's hard because, like, I'd rather just buy them all in one, you know, because it's every month. But it's interesting. Like, what is Han looking for? It's also just curious because I'm listening to that Thrawn, the second Thrawn book right now, and they mention Batu in it. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize they already were setting that up a year ago. And then now I'm like, oh, they set it up in the comics. Like, they've been slowly doing it over the last year and a half. So we've got that third Thrawn book that's coming out this year. We've got one of my favorite characters. She got introduced in the, what's that? Who's that chick who died horribly? Captain Phasma. She got introduced in the Captain Phasma book. Somehow she's going to show up in Black Spire as well. So they're whoever the story group, they're doing it. They're keeping the through line for all this stuff. So yeah, you should read that whenever it finishes up. It'll be good. So yeah, Star Wars. Woo! That's good. Any closing thoughts on Celebration? Just trying to think. Oh, I did want to ask you this.
Wish we were there.
Yeah, no shit. What do you think about this theory that Skywalker is a name going forward?
I think that's what it is.
You do?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I honestly do.
Yeah.
And then hearing that was one of George's original ideas.
Okay.
And that they consulted with George when they were writing this one.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
It's going to be interesting.
And I'm okay with that.
No, I'm fine with... I'm fine with it. I am wondering, because if this is the end, supposedly, and if Skywalker is now the moniker, is that truly the end of the Skywalker saga, if everyone's called a Skywalker after this movie, who is a light Force user? Wouldn't that say no? Because in 20 years, Jason Skywalker shows up with his twin sister, and they go on their own adventures?
No.
No?
No, it's done.
So this is it?
This is it.
You think we will never, other than in comics, books, whatever, Episode 9
is the end of the Skywalker saga. Absolutely.
You heard it here first. And from Kathleen Kennedy.
But I believe down the road we might see Poe, Finn, Rey
in a movie?
Again, yeah. But but it's not Skywalker, It's not.
It's not Rey Skywalker.
No.
Okay.
No. Skywalker is going to replace Jedi. That's what you know what I mean.
Right, which I understand that. That's what I thought was just curious. If you say that you're a Skywalker now, then it's still a Skywalker story.
But it's not.
I know it doesn't have anything to do with
It's not the lineage. It's not the fucking, through line of what we've been watching for 40 plus years. No,
right.
It's not. It's just a new name. He has taken on that. I mean, he's so much a legend that name is a legend that it replaces Jedi. And you have ascended to be a Skywalker.
You've beyond sight.
That's right.
Is now the Skywalker.
More human than human.
Yeah. Okay.
More Jedi than Jedi.
It would be curious to see, a movie in 10, 20 years that's like the Skywalker, we get, because they always do circles, right, in Star Wars. And even though we've never seen the Old Republic, we at least know about it. If now, at that time it was Jedi versus Sith, and then now 100 or 1,000 or whatever years later, a new Skywalker lineage is born, and Sith are also there, and there's a whole big thing to do. And that's what Ryan Johnson's doing. Who knows? We don't know! But that's half the fun of being a Star Wars fan is speculation and seeing what's going to come next. Mm-hmm. What are they going to throw at us, JJ? Tell us. I'm calling you. Lots of lens flares. Yeah, so I don't know. Where are we at with subscribers? What's the number? Do you know? Lately? 460 or something? I can't remember.
We haven't hit 450.
What?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
Still haven't hit 450. I believe we're at 447.
Oh my gosh, this is the episode. This is the one. Thank you. So, if you have not hit subscribe, you just happened upon this, you were watching Cobra Kai Season 2 and you just moved over here, well, thank you for watching, but also hit the subscribe button.
Watch the other videos.
Watch all. There's a lot of them.
Yeah. It's not just Star Wars, it's a whole bunch of stuff. Yep. Lots of nostalgia.
Yep. All the geekiness.
Yeah, just, check it out. You may dig it. And then, if you like it,
they do dig it. They love it. They are hitting subscribe right now. And if you are one of our faithful listeners, some of your friends need something to watch, show them the show. Get them interested. Share it with your friends, your family, your frenemies, the predators. The enemy of your enemy is your friend. So yeah, that's what we and talk to us because we're gonna interact with you whether you like it or not. We've made some fast friends from the channel, which I think is really cool, which has been great. So let's keep that up. Let's keep up that positivity, people.
Yeah, I'm out of it.
Oh, he's in. So this is Casey saying, may the May the Schwartz be with you.
May the Schwartz be with you.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you always say.
Schwartz be with you. Bye.
Bye.